Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and spending some of your time with me today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. As I'm filming this, it is September 21st, which I can't believe that the month is already almost over. How crazy is that? But it means that fall is coming and I love fall. I'm looking forward to it and getting out of the heat a little bit. So in that spirit, leave a comment down below and let me know what fall or Halloween themed projects you're looking forward to working on this fall season. It could be a new start, a current whip that you have, or if you just want to tell me about a really fun finish, I would love to hear about it. So we'll start with my progress on my whips in the last 3 weeks since I last posted a video. This touches on, well, I'll start with touching on the stitch alongs that I'm working on and kind of some of the monthly goals that I've set for myself. So as a little precursor to what I'm about to share, as I said, it's the 21st of September. It's been 3 weeks and I am leaving tomorrow for a work trip. So I'll be out of town for about a week, which meant that I only had 3 weeks to try and hit some of my monthly targets and complete my whip go goals and that kind of thing. So I did fall short on a few, but overall I'm still happy with my progress and have some really good stuff to show you. So first up, we have my full coverage piece. So this is the Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along that I started this year. So my target for this one is to reach a 4 full page finish by the end of the year, as that will allow me to get the reward of access to the other charts that were offered as part of the stitch along. So in order to do that, my goal was to do about 3,012, I think, stitches every month. I was only able to do about 2,200. So I still made good progress on it. Not as much as I would have liked, but life got busy, time got away from me, and that's okay. I think I'll be able to power through for the next 3 months until the end of the year to reach that goal, so I'm not too worried about it. So as I said, it's a 4 full page finish. In order to get the reward, partial pages don't count. So I'm going to be completing pages 1, 2, 3, and then page 5 is down here. So I've been working on filling in the bottom couple of rows of page 1. I've started on the bottom of page 2, and then this is page 5 down here. So it's really, really beautiful. I'm loving these greens down here, and all these blues and purples in the mushroom are just so gorgeous. This has been really fun to work on, and even if I just get like 100 stitches in a day, when I just have a little time, I sit down and do a little bit, even that is enough to show some progress, and I love that about this piece. So I'm really looking forward to being able to keep working on this and powering through to get that 4 page finish. The next stitch along is a new start since my last video. I think I mentioned that I was going to be starting it, but I hadn't begun stitching yet. So this is the Study of Skulls stitch along from the Stitch Crypt. So this is parts 1 and 2, and part 3 did come out yesterday, but I haven't had a chance to start it yet. So hopefully I'll get to it tonight, but again, like, I'm leaving on my trip tomorrow. I have to finish my packing and tidying up and everything, so I might not get to it, but I'm stitching this on 28 count Topaz Lugana from Fiber on a Whim. Sadly, this color is discontinued, which is really sad because it's absolutely beautiful, but I'm sure you could find something similar. So I really like this. You know, I like plants and flowers, I like skulls. This is giving me very similar vibes to the Femurs and Fungi stitch along, which I showed in my finish parade. And I think ultimately these will likely end up hanging next to each other, or at least close to each other on my wall. So really enjoying this one so far. I think it's gonna be really fun to just see. I'm just expecting the whole thing, like all the shelves to just be full of skulls. I mean, it's true to the name. And the colors are really popping on this blue. Oh, and I'll show as well, I'm keeping it in this adorable project bag from Sheba Designs. I do have some other haul items that I'll show at the end, but I'll just show you this now because it's here. I love this fabric. It's so fun and funky, and I love the bright colors, and her bags are wonderful. So definitely recommend checking out her Etsy. All right, the last stitch along that I have to show you is the one that I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm gonna go with, what am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with Vampirum. We're gonna go with Vampirum because I'm not sure that Vampirum sounds right. So, I only worked on this once this month. I think the last time I showed this, or one of the times I showed this, I said that it was so easy to keep up with because it was monthly releases and you had so much time to work on it. And here we are. I had a whole month to work on this and I picked it up one time. So I got a start on part 5. So here, let me fold this in half. That cross in the middle and then the big black wing, and I started on the lip there. That's part 5. There's still almost 3,000 stitches to go for part 5, and then part 6 was released today. So I'm pretty behind, but that's okay. I'm gonna be bringing this project with me on my trip. So I have a pretty long travel day tomorrow, so I'll have lots of time to work on this, you know, in the airport and on my flights. I don't expect to have a whole lot of downtime during the week, but if I happen to have some time in my hotel room at the end of the day, then, you know, I'll pull this out to work on it. I'm not expecting to make huge progress by any means, but this will be the only project that I have with me for all of next week. So hopefully I can at least chip away on it. And there's one more part. Part 7 will be coming out in mid-October. So I don't know if it's realistic to think that I'll get this finished that same month. But I would ideally like to get this done in November, or at the very least by the end of the year so that it can be done. Oh, and before I forget, this is stitched on 28 count cotton candy Lugana from Forbidden Fiber Co. Beautiful, beautiful bubbly pink. So that is all of my stitch alongs. There's a lot. And now I will update you on my WIPGO goals. So both of my WIPGO projects this month, the goals that I had set for myself were to stitch on them 10 times throughout the month. So this ended up working out really, really well considering my month and work and everything. Because, you know, even if I just pulled it out and worked on it for an hour or two, you know, that counts as progress. I wasn't trying to reach a stitch number or percentage completion or anything. It was just a matter of like, I needed to pick it up and work on it. So the first one that I have is a finish. So the WIPGO prompt was to stitch on the 12 Days of Christmas series by Nora Corbett. I have finished numbers 12, 11, and 10, and I started on 9, which is 9 Ladies Dancing, and I finished her. I finished her last night. She is gorgeous. She, first of all, has colors that are way more up my alley. I'm a pink girly and purple is a close second, so love the colors. And she has so many beads. Oh my goodness. I underestimated how long this beading was gonna take, which is hilarious because I do a lot of beaded projects, but it still took me longer than I thought it was going to. But I finished her last night and I love her. This tutu is just incredible between the fully Chronicles skirt and then these 3 different pink beads. I mean, it's just so much fun. Yeah, I love her so much. So that is the last time that I will be working on this series this year, unless I decide to work on it like around the holidays or something. I had this series on my Whipco board 4 times, and this was the 4th time that I've pulled it. So I don't know if I'll be starting 8 Maids of Milking this year, or that might just be something that I start next year. My tentative goal right now is to finish the full series next year. So I have 8 left to do, which is less than 1 per month, which is definitely possible, but I don't want to overburden myself with too many goals either. So we'll see. But in any case, I have completed 4 of the 12 and I feel good about that. So that was my first book goal. The second one was to start working on and complete 10 days of stitching on Wisteria, also from Nora Corbett. I love Nora Corbett pixies and lady. They're just so cute. They're smaller and simpler and just a lot more digestible than like a full Mirabilia, which is kind of nice. So she's so pretty. This is what I have been able to get done. So this is 28 count nacreous. Another thing I can't say, nacreous or nacreous, from Forbidden Fiber Co. I don't think this shows up super well on camera, but in person it's very subtle, like multicolor pastels. So it's subtle, but it's a lot more noticeable in person. And I think it complements this mostly monochromatic pixie really well. I mean, there's more like green in her wings, but I mean, her dress is all these beautiful purples and blues. So I really, really love how she's looking. And I loved working on this. I'm actually kind of sad to be putting her away, but that's okay. I really enjoyed it for now, and I get to look forward to working on her again. All right, so that is all of the whips that I worked on this month. As far as my goals for October, I will be continuing with my stitch alongs, of course. They all will be having new releases or monthly goals to complete. I'll be working on my Whipco goals as well. At this point, the new numbers for next month have not been pulled yet, so I'm not sure what those projects are going to be. But I've been looking at my Whipco board and seeing what I have left, and I'm very excited for everything that's still on there. So I will eagerly be awaiting until the 25th of the month when those numbers will be announced. I may pick up some other fall or like Halloween themed projects that I have if I have the time. I would like to make the time to work on some other kind of fall projects. So I hopefully will have the chance to do that. And will of course show you those in my next Flosstube update. So now I will show you the haul items that I have. It's mostly fabric actually, so I will just grab that little pile. Okay, so starting off, we have my fabric of the month from Forbidden Fiber Co. This arrived yesterday in my mailbox. So this is called Vintage Rose, and this is 28 count Lugana. It's a really beautiful mottled kind of grayish purple with kind of like a mauve. I would describe that as mauve. It's really, really pretty. Like, these colors are totally up my alley. And I have no doubt that I will be able to find something really, really cool to stitch on this. So I was very, very happy with this when I pulled it out of the package. Next, I have a fabric order from Brin Needle, who are based out east. I don't remember which province. I forgot to check, but they are Canadian. And I first discovered them when I was at Stitch North earlier this year. So at Stitch North, they have a ton of vendors, lots of stuff to buy. And let me tell you, I bought a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, by the time I kind of got to their display of everything, I'd already bought a lot of things and was kind of not wanting to spend anything further. But I did look at their fabrics. And this first one I'm going to show you is one that I actually wanted to buy. Even though I was trying to hold myself back from spending more money, I wanted to purchase it at the time, but they didn't have the count that I wanted at their table. So I took a picture of the label and said, okay, great, like I'll just order it online to get the count that I want. Now, of course, Stitch North was several months ago, and I just kept putting it off, but I finally placed my order. And I'm so happy I did because these fabrics are gorgeous. So this first one is called Blue Spruce. I bought a huge piece. I have a couple of designs in mind for this. I haven't 100% decided, but I have a few pieces in mind that I think would look absolutely fabulous on this. Like, look how gorgeous this is. Ah, I love it. And it's nice, like it's not too stiff. You know, sometimes Aida can be kind of stiff. This is not too stiff, but it is like rigid enough that it's not floppy and that it's not going to lose its shape, but it's not so stiff that it feels like cardboard, you know? So super, super excited to stitch on this gorgeous piece of fabric. The next one that I have is called Old Fashioned Rose, I think. Yeah, that's funny. I have Old Fashioned Rose, and then I just showed you Vintage Rose before that. So this is a piece of 28 count even weave. Cut that off. So I love this combination of pink and brown. I think it's so pretty. I don't have any ideas or like specific plans for this yet, but I just love these colors and thought it was beautiful. Okay, and then my last piece is called Fodder's Coveralls, and that's a play on the Eastern kind of accent. Guess like father's coveralls, father's coveralls. I don't know. So this one I also saw at Stitch North, and I don't know why I didn't buy it at the time, because I thought it was incredible and I really wanted it, and then I just like didn't buy it. Listen, I don't know. But it's this gorgeous opalescent blue. I don't normally stitch on opalescent fabric, like I have, but I just tend not to buy it. Like, I don't know if maybe I think it might detract from something, like if there's just a lot going on in the background, or, well, I mean, there's that, or the price difference. Usually it's, you know, a few bucks more for an opalescent base rather than just like a plain linen. And I mean, this is a Canadian shop, but if you're ordering online from like an American store, which I do for the most part, you know, even if it's a $5 or $6 difference US, the difference in Canadian, like, fabric is already expensive to order from the States, and then add a few extra dollars on when I could just get the regular dyed fabric. I don't know. I just don't tend to buy it, but I finally did, and I'm so happy about it. It's beautiful. All right. The last thing I have is actually a pattern booklet which I also buy like mostly PDFs of patterns, and I'm not going to show you every single PDF I buy, but I am going to show you this one just because it's like a physical copy. So this is a recent release from Pigeon Coop Designs, who I found out is actually based like just over the border in Quebec, which is really cool. So he's basically local. So this is a very recent release of his, with a collection of 4 patterns based on the Sonoran Desert. So there's 4 patterns in here. There's those cactuses on the front, the owl, the cougar, and then the old tortoise, which is really the one that drew me in. I love turtles, tortoises, whatever. I love them. So I just had to get this, and I have to stitch him because I love him. And because I got the printed booklet of all 4, I also got a needle minder, which is a cute little desert landscape. So cute. All right, so that wraps things up for today. Thank you so much again for joining me. And I look forward to talking to you all again in a few weeks with another update. Bye.